Good evening, TikTok. So I wanted to answer a question that I got. The question is, can or how would you rationalize or justify voting something that may hurt a group of people but help an even larger group of people? This is, again, the basis of democracy and the idea of democracy. We all know currently that there is no true way to be 100% sure that any idea is going to satisfy everyone. So the best way I could explain this and to give you insight into my thought process is, let's take a group of homeless or disenfranchised individuals that are living in an area that is unpopulated, that has already been moved away from the main city. And one of the things that we are putting on the table is we need to build a roadway that goes through where we have moved our homeless to. Because our homeless live in a homeless environment, it is clear that we already do not have an infrastructure to provide shelter of a continuous nature to our homeless environment. So now when we go to vote on this, we know that there will be a group of people that says, what are we going to do with our homeless people? Why are we going to build this road? We can't figure out a different place to build this road than to keep on hurting people who are already hurt. That is a problem. That's always gonna be a problem. The best that we can do when we work together is try to put as many controls in place as possible. Keeping in mind, again, that we are in a city that is currently not funding enough to provide for our homeless problem. This is an economic issue and always will be. But the majority of voters are wanting to build this road to make things more efficient and less congested in the city. This means that we're going to vote to help a larger group that is going to hurt a smaller group. So when we identify those things that are going to hurt the smaller group, we can also start to plan on how we can implement different levels of controls to help those out without going into just a myriad of different perspectives here. Because we know and we have seen that there is a group of people currently who say, you need to figure this out on your own. We don't want to pay taxes for people who aren't working. You know, like we've been down this road. Democracy is made so that we can all vote, so that none of us carry the weight alone. This has got to be a concerted team effort. We have to start feeling like we're working together. This needs to be a partnership. I cannot be a single individual that rationalizes whether or not something is okay or not when it comes to hurting a group of people. So let me tell you what rationalize means. It is an attempt to explain or justify one's own or another's behavior or attitude with logical, plausible reasons, even if they are not true or appropriate. So you have to understand too that this is why I talk about having to be of good character. We don't want people to rationalize things that aren't true. And we don't want people to rationalize things that aren't appropriate. But think about the definition of rationalize. It gives the availability to input the wrong information just off the definition alone. This is why a good character has to come into play. This is why terminology is important, because I don't want to bend the rules. I don't want to be someone who supports something negative based on a lie and try to make my lie seem plausible. When you go to vote for an initiative, you can almost, and I only say almost because we don't know any guarantees, but you can almost be sure that everyone is not going to agree. And that is because when you go to vote, somebody is always going to say, this does not help me. And there is a place where we as Americans, as people, have to look out for ourselves. There is a place for that. And when that place shows up, it is important that you bring that to my attention, that what you are about to implement is going to hurt me, so that now I can put controls in place that will lessen or mitigate how much damage you are going to receive. But I may not be able to completely eradicate that. I may not be able to come up with a solution that will completely eradicate the damage. But I will always be upfront, educated as possible, and honest in whatever endeavor we work to accomplish.